Hey guys, my name is Monica, and I am the person who can eat a whole crystal glass without even grimacing. Well, why grimace if I can eat a light bulb or a plate? Also, in short, you probably already realized that my story is about eating glass and how I came to this. When others find out about my gastronomic peculiarities, for some reason they begin to make spiteful remarks and ask about how many teeth I was born with, whether I ate any of my relatives, and whether my ancestors were piranhas. I don't even know if I should answer such questions. I think not. And to be honest, it's not funny at all. The only thing that I've always been a simple kid, and this is true. I had no abilities, no talents, no gifts. I even got an ordinary appearance, and my face is no different from thousands of people looking exactly like me in a crowd. And any ordinary looking, unnoticeable person sometimes has internal impulses when they want to become unique, not like everyone else. Well, to at least slightly stand out against the background of gray mass and maybe even prove to everyone that they really are special. And something tells me that most teenagers, including me, are prone to making such feats. And thanks to such impulses, I've colored my hair 3 times: pink, blue, and green. I also made a mohawk, turned into an emo, a goth, and even a hippie. I was fond of Parker until the first time I got a fracture. I tried to learn juggling with knives, but this was not my cup of tea either. This became especially clear after one of the knives almost stuck in my head. Absolutely all of my attempts to stand out at least somehow ended in failure. Probably this was because the one who was born to crawl will never be able to fly, and I just needed to come to terms with the fact that I was just an ordinary person. In fact, that's what I did. I accepted simplicity. I'm used to dealing with it. But one day, I still decided to prove to myself and others that I was not like everyone else, that I was kind of special. It happened quite suddenly when I was glued to the TV screen, watching some completely stupid show. Well, I'm simple and I'm watching the corresponding shows, so don't be surprised. Well, let's get back to the point. In that show, there was a guy who was eating glass. He was just eating dishes in his house and even broke his window while recording it. Wow, that guy was really cool. I'm not equal to him with my mohawks and knives. Then I realized how to present myself, and on the same day, I began to nurture this idea, or rather, I got enthusiastic about it and firmly decided to start eating glass. Yeah, I made a very strange decision. Then I began to imagine how people would recognize me on the streets of the city, how journalists would approach me and then make reports about me, and every blogger would talk about me on their channel. Such a chance should definitely not be missed. This is probably stupid, but dang it, this is all because of adolescence, For a couple of days, I've been thoroughly studying the information about that guy, the glass eater, so I knew almost everything about him. Then I decided that I was ready and I could also try to bite off a piece of glass, for example. Well, there wasn't any sense to put it off. Honestly, it was scary. I was not worried that much even when I lost my mother's precious limited collection earrings. In fact, I could have just avoided doing it. I could have changed my mind at any moment and that would have been it. Well, I could have done this. I chose the first glass to be the thinnest glass possible. I was looking at it for a long time, and then I took a deep breath and I bit off a small piece. Well, nothing special. The sensations were so-so. To be honest, I felt like I bit off my own tooth, and thinking of this almost made me throw up. But I did not give up, and after pulling myself together, I still started chewing the bitten off piece. The glass eater said in his interviews that the main thing was to chew the glass, and then there would be no problems. Therefore, I was chewing slowly, and for a very long time, until the glass turned into sand. And it took about 15 minutes to achieve this. Since the first experience was successful, I began to eat glass and plates really often, practicing the technique and enhancing the speed of eating. In fact, this was while no one knew about my new hobby. Well, except my mom, who began to notice that dishes were disappearing and looked at me strange when she saw a bite mark in one of the glasses. After about 2 to 3 months, I felt real professional in the field of glass eating. And I guess I could tell everything and even more about it, maybe even teach someone my craft. By that time, I'd also eaten 10 glasses, 4 plates, grandmother's vase to light bulbs, and even a piece of a window. And the most important thing was that at that moment, I could demonstrate my skill to people and stand out in the crowd. Well, finally, after all, that's what I've always dreamed of. All that remained was to figure out who, how, and when I was supposed to show my performance. In fact, it was not easy to watch, but my debut took place in the classroom when right before a chemistry lesson, I ate some glass flask in front of others. Everyone was shocked and delighted. Some of them made a cuckoo sign calling me crazy, while others were delighted and even filmed everything with their phones. It was then that they paid attention to me. After that, there were several more performances, if you can call it that, and each time I got a lot of vivid emotions from the audience. I don't know what I expected to achieve in the end, but definitely not what happened next. A couple of months ago, my classmates invited me for a walk with her friends from the neighborhood. At some point, I really wanted to show what I was capable of, and I ate a bottle of soda on a bet. Everyone found it fun and was laughing, and I was glad to get emotions once again. But then, one guy from my company suggested that I repeat the same thing, but for good money that time. Rather, his condition was that I should manage to eat a bottle within 1 minute and allow recording this performance. You already realized that I agreed, right? But after I started eating, it dawned on me that 1 minute was about 5 times less than the required time, which means that I needed to hurry up. But I didn't take into account the fact that in my business, it's really dangerous to be in a hurry. Less than 10 seconds later, I felt a loud crunch, but not of glass, and then I felt a sudden, dull pain. It was my tooth, which could not stay on the torment. I think I'd never experienced such hell. Oh, if this only stopped me, if only enduring the pain and fear, I still decided to swallow the glass. Well, it's a little larger than usual. Not a big deal. It's okay. I thought, what a stupid girl I was. There were around 15 or 20 seconds left on the timer. My mouth was bleeding, and because of the pain, there was something like a neurogenesis shock, but it was too late to retreat. Well, that's what I thought. So, having pulled myself together, I swallowed some of the large pieces. Have you ever tried swallowing glass? Or knife blades? If not, then you better not try it. And if yes, then I'm really sorry for you because it was real hell and I can't wish it even on my worst enemy. It seemed to me that I was torn from the inside into hundreds of pieces within which there were a multitude of my copies. If not, then you better not try it. And if yes, then I'm really sorry for you because it was real hell and I can't wish it even on my worst enemy. It seemed to me that I was torn from the inside into hundreds of pieces within which there were multitudes of my copies. Using a pain scale, I can write my sensations at 11 out of 10. This is probably why I fainted while choking on blood. For almost a month, I've been on the verge of death, and the doctors managed to save me only by a miracle that they had to make a lot of effort and apply over 200 stitches inside my body. That is, they literally sewed me up again and collected my internal organs piece by piece. Now I will have to eat baby food for life, and soon I will need to have 5 dental implants installed since my teeth have become unusual because of eating glass. Of course, now no one remembers my former abilities as well as me, and now I have absolutely no chance of becoming unique. Do you know how to do what most people cannot do? Tell us about your abilities in the comments.